Hello loves, this is Magigoddess. Welcome to day 6 of 33 of reading for you, my loves, my collective. Now for the deck I will be using today for reading your energies is my magic deck. And it's one that I created. I have little Nightmare Before Christmas stickers on it. And then at the end for advice, I'm going to be using this Teach deck. So today is all going to be about just kind of like a checkup, checking in with you overall. This is the stone that the deck chose. I'm hearing some people are rude to you, but pay them no mind. Some of them will turn kind, and other people will try and be kind. Just recognize that the unkind people are slightly unhappy in their situation, or kill them with kindness. Basically you're killing the ugliness with kindness. I'm actually seeing a face here, like a man's face in a rock. So some of you are in your masculine energy, your active energy to get things done, and for some of you this is a call for you to get into your masculine energy. For others of you, you may need healing in your masculine energy. Your masculine energy is your protective energy, your active energy. And I'm seeing lips. So I'm hearing kiss and make up. Some people are going to want to try and kiss and make up with you and make nice. And I'm seeing a fish. So you're being called to go with the flow. Anything else? I'm seeing like a doorknob with a keyhole. So get ready for some secrets to be unlocked soon. Anything else about these secrets? Seeing a dinosaur. So it's like an ancient secret. Ancient secrets have yet to be unveiled. For some of you, it's going to be unveiled here. For others of you, it will be unveiled very soon. So that's what I got from this stone reading. So let's tap into the energy of my collective. Let's tap into the energy of my loves. Now, what is the current mental attitude of my loves right now? Where's their attitude at? I'm hearing some of you feel ashamed. Forgive yourself for that. Some of you feel a bit bitter about something, being called to take more than one. That's a lot. Okay, we have a lot to cover. That's all right though. That's what we're here for. So things you see and things you don't see. We have at the bottom of the deck, healing family issues. So some of you are in an unhealthy or a toxic family dynamic, and it is affecting you mentally, and it is affecting your stability. Next we have loving yourself. I'm hearing choose yourself before you choose someone else. Always put yourself first. Learn how to love yourself properly before you can teach someone else how to love you properly. Some of you weren't taught healthy love healthy boundaries, and you're being called to do that. Some of you people in your life are bitter because they're still toxic, and you have learned more healthy boundaries, and you have learned how to love yourself. Of crush messaging you. Some of you are into... Some of you will get crushes on people and you think they're way out of your league. And they're not out of your league unless you choose for them to be out of your league. No one is better than anyone else. Everyone was born practically the same way, whether it be C-section, whether it be birth canal, you know. I hear they're coming out with test tube children in the future, but regardless, DNA is involved. So some of you have been taught to treat yourself as less than, and you need to realize that be realistic. What's a good reason why someone wouldn't want to be with you? Let's say someone has more money than you. That doesn't mean they're not into you. Money doesn't necessarily have to do with relationships unless it is a transactional relationship or an arranged marriage, you know, things of that sort. So it's like some of you aren't really seeing your value, your worth, how beautiful you really are. You doubt that someone could view you a certain way. And for a lot of you here, your crush actually does like you back. It's just your doubt is literally blocking that person from contacting you. Some of you have had toxic crushes, and it's completely put you off people. Don't dislove just because some people don't understand it the same way you do. Everyone loves differently. There's a reason why, you know, they wrote about love languages. There's a reason why there are studies on love. There's a reason why there's studies on communication styles. Just because they are different from you, it doesn't necessarily have to be right or wrong. It's just their beliefs. Worries taken care of. Some of you need to just let go of worrying about everything around you, the people around you. And some of you are recognizing that stress is not worth the wrinkles on your face, which I always say that when I see someone really stressed out. I'll be like, they ain't worth the wrinkles on your face. Basically saying they're not worth getting wrinkles over. Seeing synchronicities. I heard 555, 10, and another 10. So for those of you who are seeing these synchronicities, what's up with that? Getting out of own way. So if you see 555 and 10, you're on the path to getting out of your own way. That's if you've been seeing these numbers. That's if you see these numbers specifically today. Visit or move to a new location. Some of you need to leave a certain situation and you're putting it on hold. Some of you have a good reason. Some of you just are afraid of the unfamiliar. And honestly, being in a strange place is way easier than being in a toxic relationship that makes you feel like you can't do it. The only reason why you feel like you can't do it is because you're surrounded by people who are telling you you can't do it. make sure you try to create your own support system. Hot body. Some people are insecure about their looks here, and some of you are admiring your body, and it's bringing in new opportunities. What kind of opportunities? Don't do anything out of guilt or obligation. Looking at your body in the mirror is making you feel secure, and you'll be like, I'm too good looking for this. I worked too hard for this. I put too much effort into myself for this. One of the good things about getting into self-care, before I got into self-care, I treated myself less than when it came to my looks. But once I got into self-care, I decided, you know, if I meet you and you don't do self-care and you criticize me, who are you to criticize me when I've worked so hard to become who I am? What are you really doing that's worthwhile? Nothing. You're just looking at me and making an opinion based on whatever. Some of you, people send you like toxic messages because you're attractive. Do not let this affect you when it comes to trying to find someone. Not everyone will message you in a toxic way. You have more creativity. I'm hearing after this reading, you're going to be feeling more creative in the way that you do things. Maybe the way you organize things, you'll turn it into a game, or it just feels like you'll have more fun after this reading. Or you'll be more lighthearted. You won't take things so seriously. Some of you are taking things way too seriously. So there's a lot of different messages here and a lot of different types of scenarios. Alright, the next question is, what emotions do my loves need to work on? What emotions do my loves need to work on? What emotions do my loves need to work on? You said more, but that's a lot more, but okay. Okay, here we go. First we have getting pregnant. Some of you are just very, very emotional at this time. You're being triggered to heal some very important emotions from within you that maybe you didn't see before or didn't notice before. The reason they're appearing now is so you can be ready for your next chapter. We have successful ideas. I'm hearing believe in your ideas. Have faith that you have good ideas. Have faith that when you think of something, it's not just nonsense. You know, we don't just think of something for no reason. There's always a reason behind it. And rather than diss an idea you have or let someone else diss it, just try it and see what happens. Some people try some ideas that make no sense to me, and I'll see they'll have like 100,000 likes on it. Everybody else likes it. So I may not understand it, but a lot of people can relate to it. It's the same thing with you. Don't knock yourself down before you try. So any ideas you're getting at this time, try them out. Don't try unhealthy ideas, mind you, but just try ideas that seem interesting to you or that like you're interested in. You have getting out of own way. This came up for the hot body one. Don't be your own worst enemy. You know, be your biggest cheerleader. If you're your own worst enemy, that's what you're going to attract. When you demean yourself, you're going to attract other people that demean themselves. It's like if you're passive aggressive to everyone because you're always in a bad mood, then you're going to attract more people who are grumpy like that. Whereas if you try to stay positive, you know, the positive people are really going to want to spend more time with you. So really pay attention to the words that you speak, the things you say, the way you say them. I heard overall attitude when you're speaking, when you're thinking, even if you don't say something out loud. How are you speaking to yourself? How are you speaking about others? It's about retraining your brain. Next, we have home upgrades. Some of you have been thinking about trying some new beliefs. Some of you are thinking about redecorating. This is your sign to go ahead and do that. Go ahead and try it. The most that'll happen is you don't like it and you can just go back to whatever it is you had before. Some of you, I'm hearing, might want to try like home decor and post it online. Do it. People get inspired by ideas. And it doesn't matter if it's like a basic idea like everyone else or something that's so far left field, it's innovative at that point and it's something no one else has done. So some of you want to be like interior decorators. I'm hearing this is your sign to go for it. Or some of you would be really good at being an interior decorating for other people. A lot of you receive compliments on, like, I'm getting the way you dress or the way you decorate. Like, share your ideas. If your outfit is fab and you got a compliment, post yourself in it. Get more compliments. If someone loves your flower arrangement, post your flower arrangement. Get more compliments. Put yourself out there is like a big thing. I'm getting physical healing. I'm hearing that some of you who have had some physical issues or health issues recently, they're going to disappear just like magic. You've been hoping, you've been praying, and it's going to happen for you. It's going to come true. For others of you who are insecure about your body, you're going to be feeling really confident this week. You're going to be getting compliments. You feel like it's out of nowhere, but it's really like your angels basically touching human beings and whispering in their ear, and the human basically is channeling the angel and says to you something. You're going to be shown your worth, basically, because some of you just aren't seeing it. You're trying really hard, you're not seeing results, and you're going to meet people that show you all your hard work was not in vain. We have positive career change. This is a confirmation for some of you that you're meant to do like influencer, online based business. Some of you are uncomfortable being around people, but when you're online, it's easy for you to be outgoing. This is your sign that go ahead and keep doing stuff online. You will gain a following, you will gain people, you can gain income off of this. We have healing feminine energy. If you don't know what feminine energy, it's nurturing energy. It's basically motherly energy. Someone who's nurturing, patient, kind. You're going to be learning how to nurture yourself and how to nurture others. I heard firm but fair. Like I am, like you're finally finding that balance in being kind to people, but not letting them take advantage of you. For some of you, you're a very nurturing person, but people take it too far. And sometimes you think, why do I even bother being nice? You're going to really figure out what the best balance is for you. Some of you are going to get some tests when it comes to your boundaries. I'm sure you don't want to hear that, but you're going to have some people push you to a point to where you have no choice but to set boundaries. people are going to try and get you to do this, and then this, and then this. Let's say your friend doesn't have a car and they say, can I get a ride to work? And then you say, sure. And they say, I'll be 5 minutes. Next thing you know, it's like 20 minutes. And you text them, message them, and you ask them what's taking so long. And they say, oh, it'll be 5 more minutes. And then it's 10 more minutes. And then at that point, you're going to text them and say, you know, you asked me to drop you off for work, and you're making me wait on you like I'm your chauffeur. I'm doing you a favor. And I don't care if they give you gas money. I don't care if they try to bribe you with whatever. You're going to get annoyed because you're going to recognize these people don't respect you. They don't respect your time, your effort, your energy. And you're going to say, okay, from now on, when this person asks me to drop them off at work, I'm just going to drop them off and leave them. And if they get mad at me, I'm going to say, it's not my fault you don't have a car. And, you know, if you want me to wait on you hand and foot, you better pay me, because time is money. Time is money. I only have so much time on this planet. If I die tomorrow, I'm not going to die tomorrow knowing that I sat here and wasted my time on someone who couldn't possibly return the favor. Like, you're going to encounter, you have some greedy people who are already in your life. These people are going to be revealed to you, and your boundaries are going to be pushed. It's not going to be anything extreme or insane. It really depends on your toxicity level. How toxic are the people around you? If you're around insanely toxic people, you're going to get to the point where you just want to run away and disappear, and you will, like in the middle of the night, because you're that fed up. You may even change your name if it's that toxic. But the example that I gave earlier with the driving and the friend, you just might have some people who just don't try in life and always want a handout, not a hand up. They want everybody to do everything for them. And when things don't go their way, they get upset and they're like, poor me. And it's like, okay, you're not even going to say thank you for what I did do. You're just going to complain about what I didn't do. You don't appreciate me at all. Keep the people around who appreciate even the smallest thing, like a compliment, or, you know, people who say thank you for all that you do. Me and my mom always say thank you for all that you do. We each say, I appreciate you. I appreciate you goes leaps and bounds. Telling someone I appreciate you for all that you do goes leaps and bounds. Some of you are the toxic one here. Some of you forget to say I appreciate you because you're so overstressed and overwhelmed. You're neglecting someone in your life. Some of you, it's a pet. Some of you, it's a person. Some of you used to go to a grave every month and you don't anymore. You don't pay respects to that loved one. They feel lost. They feel forgotten. And for some of you, you have a manager who goes above and beyond for you. They secretly have a crush on you and you don't even notice it. You're being asked to pay more attention to your relationships, and the people you appreciate, tell them you appreciate them. And the people who don't appreciate you, remove yourself from the equation. That way they can recognize, you know, I don't have to be here. It's not required of me. I only have to show up for me. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of everything else. If you are falling apart, you will notice everything around you is falling apart, because if you don't rest well, your mental will mess up. You'll be exhausted. You can't think straight. If you don't eat properly, you don't have the energy to do things. Food is fuel. What you put in your body is very important. I figured this out when I started trying to eat healthier. I try to balance like my junk food and my healthier food. I mostly prefer to cook for myself. I used to be someone who would eat like lots of fast food, lots of TV dinners, stuff like that. And I would notice that I would just feel so tired, so exhausted, like I needed a nap after I ate it. Whereas if I'd make like my own home cooked food, I noticed that I felt good, I still had energy, and I wasn't tired. What you eat, what you put in your body is a big deal. We have Magical Miracle. So those of you who listened yesterday, my voice is cracking. Wow. Those of you who listened yesterday and said, I am magical and something magical is going to happen to me, guess what? Today you are going to get a magical miracle. What is this miracle? Financial windfall. What that means is some of you are getting some serious cash. Some of you are getting a lot more energy. For some of you, people are going to be more generous with their time and their effort and their energy. For some of you, I'm getting like you really wanted someone to do something for you, and it wasn't a big deal. Like, I'll use myself an example. Let's say that you love eating like Taco Bell or Popeyes or Mexican food. Those are like my top 3 craves, and I'll eat and I'll eat and I'll eat. And like you were thinking, I really wish this person would do this for me. I've done all these things for them. And they do it. You don't ask them or anything. They just do it. They're like, hey, do you want to go do this? Or you want to go eat? For some of you, you've been kind of hinting to someone you want a gift. They're pretending like they don't care. But what you don't know is the gift already has like this beautiful bow on it, and they're going to give it to you when you least expect it. Like, let's say you're a stay-at-home mom or something, or you're a mom that works, or even a dad that works, or a stay-at-home dad. You're someone who works really hard, and all you've done is ask for this one thing. And some of you haven't asked for anything. You're going to have someone important in your life do something nice. Whoever you are, someone's going to do something really, really nice for you and give you a nice treat. It's like a confirmation that your affirmations are working, and the universe wants to reward you for your efforts. Some of you are like, I didn't go to day 3 or whatever. That's okay. You're doing the work and you're putting in the effort, and the whole universe is recognizing it, and they just wanted to give you something because you feel like you're at your wit's end, and you feel like you're being ignored, and maybe you're going to cry or something, and someone is just going to surprise you with something, and they were going to say, you know, I wanted to wait till later today, but I feel like this is the best time right now. Some of you, someone is going to prank you and give you a gift. This was supposed to be like, apparently I'm predicting the future for all of you today. This is interesting. Worries taken care of. Aw, that's a confirmation. You're always taking care of everybody else, so it's time for you to be taken care of, is what I'm hearing. So make sure you're sweet to yourself. Make sure you're kind to yourself. And like I said, something nice is going to happen to you. Oh my goodness. An even bigger confirmation, prayer answered. We're going to put that right under magical miracle. Prayers are being answered. Magical miracles are going to be answered. Let's say you've been with someone for 20 years and they still don't get the hint. Well, today they're getting the hint. I don't know where that came from, but that's for someone specific, something you don't see. Know that you are lovable. Yeah. You do deserve the things that you want. Your wants and needs matter. You are important. Recognize that. Remember that. And, you know, this is going to be confirmed for you today that, yes, you matter. The universe is going to show up for anyone who is here today, and they will show you in a way. We hear you. We listen. we listen to you, we see you. For some of you, your ancestors have like a really giant gift for you, and it's going to feel insane. Some of you going to be getting like a serious financial windfall. That's what I heard. So that went in a direction I didn't expect, but I'm here to deliver whatever messages they tell me to. So here we are. Now, how to get your physical energy up. What'll make you feel good physically, get you pumped? What can my loves do that's going to make them physically feel invigorated, empowered, like they've got energy to take on the whole world? That's a lot. Look, financial windfall showed up again. I'm hearing the time and effort and money that you put into your body and yourself will pay off. I can personally attest to this. I used to not work out. I used to struggle a lot. And ever since I started working out, it's really made all the difference. In fact, I used to work out a lot, but after I went to school to basically learn how to work out and teach others how to work out, it really taught me so much more I didn't even know. So the time, effort, and energy you put into your body, I'm hearing it will be returned to you tenfold. So if you haven't been investing in yourself in a physical capacity, this is your sign to go ahead and do it. If you start right now, you'll only get fivefold because you haven't really cared about yourself enough to really bother, and that kind of upsets your spiritual family. And they don't want to hear your excuses because you matter. Wow. Spiritual family sounds savage like mine. Give me just a second to drink some water. Some of you are tired because you keep your mouth shut too much. It's physically draining you. You hold back so much that it physically exhausts you. That's a side note. Be a good role model to others. Yeah. Be your own role model. Set a good example for yourself. If you want to start treating yourself right, pretend you're your own role model. Say, okay, if I had someone who was my dream role model, what would they do? How would they act? What would their schedule look like? What would they be interested in? What kind of exercises would they do? What kind of hobbies would they have? Like, have a role model mindset in order to really teach yourself how to become who you want to be. Think of like if you were the ultimate version of yourself, what would that look like and what would it take to get there? And you can start this very moment. Releasing the past. Some of you have told yourselves for way too long, I can't, instead of I can. You know, honestly, to be like I can't and to avoid things takes so much more energy versus just doing it. It's like, you know, the laundry is sitting in there and you hate laundry. Just go ahead and do it. And then give yourself a reward for doing it after and say, I'm so proud of you for doing the laundry. I know you really didn't want to, but you did it. You conquered it. And I'm so proud of you. It's amazing that you're holding yourself accountable and being responsible, and rather than avoiding things that you know need to be done, instead of spending all that time in dread, you just get it over with, and then you can spend the rest of your day in joy versus, you know, be miserable or avoiding something all day. New business success. Some of you want to go into a new field because your current work is draining you terribly. Go ahead and do it. I think I said this, in the very beginning, whatever you're passionate about, post it or whatever, or influencing, decorating, something like that. You're being called to, act on the ideas that you have. If you know that you're good at something, or if other people tell you you're good at something and you really enjoy it, this is your sign to go ahead and put more time, effort, and energy into it. We light up when we do things we enjoy. When we do things we don't enjoy, it drains us completely. And let's say you don't like shoveling dirt and you shovel dirt for an hour. After that 1 hour, you don't feel like doing anything the whole rest of the day because you did something you didn't like. All you could think about was the fact that you didn't like it. You're hot, you're sweaty, you're miserable, and you just feel like you just don't have the energy for anything else. Whereas if you just would have just shoveled the hole and said, I'm a little tired right now, maybe I can take a nap for like an hour, rest a bit, and then do something I love, and then you will find you're energized the rest of the day. I can actually attest to this. Oh my goodness, stop procrastinating. I mean, that's what I already said. Stop avoiding things. Stop avoiding things. That is hilarious. If you wanted a confirmation, stop avoiding what needs to be done. Stop avoiding things. Sure, you don't want to do it, but you need to do it. It's not about what you want. You can't always get what you want. It's about what you need. What do you need to do? Don't be like, I want. Focus on the I need. And then we have ask others to help you and accept that aid when it's offered. Some of you are hyper independent and you try to do everything yourself. And it is exhausting you to a point to where physically you don't feel well every day. Whether it be mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, you just are literally overwhelming yourself for no reason. Even if you don't have friends, even if you don't have family, put an online ad in. Feel free to buy like a burn phone or something that you can use that way. If it's someone crazy, what you do is you give them the burn phone number. And it's a phone that you don't really care about. So if someone calls you or whatever, it's easy to block them and they don't have your real number. So it's not a big deal. And you can always just, factory reset it and toss it. I've never had a burn phone personally. I do know someone who has one, who used it for business purposes. That's where I got this from. But basically they would use the burn phone for business and use the regular phone for things that aren't business. And if you're going to hire them, act like you're a big company and you're hiring them as an applicant. Tell them you'll pay them straight cash. Cash is king. Cash don't bounce in the bank. You don't have to give out your card information. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. Figure out what the job is. Tell them what is required. Be professional. Dress a certain way. Be respectful. Because you can be professional and not be respectful. You can do your job well. That doesn't mean you're respectful. You can even add a certain dress code if you want to. And just screen them and ask them, what is your prior experience to this? How much experience do you have in this field? Things like that. Like, there are people you can hire. There are pretty much companies for everything these days. So why are you overwhelming yourself when you could make your life so much easier? For some of you, I'm getting this message again. For some of you, you have some really greedy people in your life, and they drain the effing, feffing, chefing shenanigans out of you. You literally, like, you spend 5 minutes with them, you feel like you want to lay in bed all day just so you can avoid them, and they exhaust you. Whether it be emotionally, physically, spiritually, etc. Some of you have people who ask for help when they don't need it. You know what the best way to deal with this is? When someone asks you for help, always say, give me a few minutes, I have something that I need to take care of. And I don't care if you're just sitting there on the couch and you've been watching TV for 3 hours and it's the middle of your episode. Tell them you have to go to the bathroom. Spend 5 minutes in the bathroom. Tell them that, you know, whatever reason that you have. Tell them, I need to do my laundry because if I don't do it now, I'm not going to do it at all. Put yourself first. And see if they don't do it themselves. Because a lot of times, it's either one way or another. A lot of people who always ask for help, they want it now, they want it now, they want it now. And if you wait, a lot of times they'll just get the whole thing done themselves. Let them do it themselves. If it's someone who literally makes you do all the work, go ahead and do the whole, well, just give me a few minutes. I have something I need to wrap up. And then you'll have all my time, effort, and energy. Let's say you're 5 minutes in to the project. Check your phone when you start the project with them, whatever it is you're helping them with, okay? And after what you think feels like 5 minutes, just check your phone. When it hits 5 minutes, ask yourself, is this person even trying? If this person asked you for help and they're not doing anything, this is your sign to literally look at this person and say, it's been 5 minutes and you've done nothing. You wanted help. You didn't ask me to do it all by myself. If you want me to do it by myself, you can pay me because I'm not your worker. You're not my employer. I'm not here to live your life for you. I'm not here to do everything for you. You asked for my help. You didn't ask me to do the whole damn thing by myself. For some of you, you get frustrated when you get help from other people because you have control issues. You want it done a certain way. And honestly, that's a deeper rooted issue. If you feel like something has to be done a specific way, it means that probably a lot of the times in your life you felt like you had no control over anything and everyone else was calling the shots. And so when you do have like control over something, you go way overboard. It has to be done exactly like this. Basically, control issues are rooted on anxiety. Maybe you're someone who didn't have stability or security in your life and you still don't feel stable and secure in yourself. So you always have anxiety, something's going to go wrong. So if you don't control everything, you're worried something's going to go wrong. That is a lack mindset. That's a lack mentality. That is a deeper rooted issue. You need to ask yourself, why does it all have to be my way or no way? Why do I have so much anxiety? Things are going to go wrong. Why don't I think it'll go right? Why don't I have faith? And if it goes wrong, that's okay. But a lot of people who are overly controlling, they do it because of anxiety. And, you know, if something goes wrong, even if they're controlling everything, they explode, they freak out, and it's really not that big of a deal. The only time to ever freak out, and you shouldn't even be angry, is, did someone get hurt? Because items are replaceable. Let's say you bought a new fridge and you asked your friend to help you, and you told them to turn a corner just right, and they didn't do it right, and you start screaming at them. They're never going to want to help you again, and you're literally screaming for no reason. It's not like people mess things up on purpose. Now, if you do catch someone messing things up on purpose, give them tips. Tell them, you know, if you try it this way, it will be more helpful. Be helpful before you are hurtful. Try and help this person. Try and be understanding. Maybe they don't think like you, and maybe they don't have all your experience, so they don't know as much as you. So let's say, you know, they scratched up your brand new item or whatever, and instead of screaming, you tell them, okay, you scratched it, you know, I'm just glad you're not hurt. And try and show them, whether it be with yourself or with a video or however way you can to help them understand you. And then if they do the same thing again on purpose, then you call them out and say, how come you're ignoring me? How come you're not listening to me? Why aren't you being understanding of me? I'm trying to be understanding of you. And if they get an attitude, you tell them, okay, you know what? If you're going to be hurtful, not helpful, I don't need you in my life, and you can go. Because if this is how you handle this situation and we can't work together in this, we're never going to work together. You refuse to work with me. It's not you versus me. It's supposed to be us together, working together. That's how you do it in a healthy way. You don't have to have people in your life that don't listen to you. And if you happen to be in a situation where you have no choice, like you work with someone every day and they don't listen to you, or you work for someone who doesn't listen to you, whenever they ask you a question, just do not respond. Just stare at them. And if they ask, are you listening? Just stare at them. And let them say it like 3 times, are you listening? And then just give a thumbs up. And feel free to say, I have ears. I'm not stupid. I heard it the first time. I was just waiting on you to release me so I can go actually do my job rather than listen to you talk all day. See if they listen then. I used to have this boss that would scream at us, and then would ask questions and I would answer, and then he'd get pissed off. He'd get so mad at me, and he's like, it's a rhetorical question. I didn't want to respond. And I was like, well, you asked me a question and you were talking to me. How am I supposed to know? It's a rhetorical question. Oh my God, that pissed him off so much. But that's not my problem. Why are you asking questions if you don't want answers? Doesn't make sense, right? So there's a situation for you. I've been there. Don't worry. I've had bosses like that. I had this one boss where I couldn't do anything right, and I asked for more training, and they said, I didn't even get training for the job that they put me in. And I said, I need training. I don't know what I'm doing. You threw me in here blind. This person said, you're not getting any training. You've gotten all the training that you need. You've gotten all the training you're going to get. I'm not going to help you. It's like, okay, you think I'm failing, but you don't want to help me succeed. You're in charge. of me. You're supposed to be a leader. You're supposed to set an example. This is the example I'm getting. Eventually, that person did end up apologizing to me after I don't know how many weeks of crying and how much depression medication I was on. I kept having to change the dose because literally this person would make me burst into tears. Everything I did was wrong. I can't do right if you don't teach me how to do it right, how to do it your way. This person was really controlling. I've had a lot of controlling bosses. I've had a lot of bosses scream at me. I've even had bosses who threw stuff at me. The boss who threw something at me, I went back to therapy because I literally was shaking because I had extreme PTSD because it reminded me of like my childhood. And I went to the therapist, and she was like, you need to leave this job, go directly to the top dog, whoever is in charge. And I did. I went to the top dog. I gave them the psychiatrist's letter saying that the job that I was doing was a danger to my mental health, legitimately. And they put me in a different job. I didn't have to deal with that person again. I even wrote a report on them. And when I ran into them, guess what? They didn't have anything to say. In fact, they wouldn't even speak to me. And I was like, yeah, it's great when you're in charge of me. But when I write an official report about you, it's not okay. So if you feel like you're in that kind of situation, please take that advice. If you feel like your job is really bad on your mental health, go to a mental health professional, talk to them, ask them what you should do. If you need a letter to send to the top dog, send a letter to the top dog. For all you know, you can get medical leave because that job has given you PTSD. Did I have that happen to me? No. I just went to another job and it was 10 billion times better. The people were so chill. It was awesome. And I was like, finally. But yeah, stand up for yourself, take care of yourself. And if you don't know what to do, go see a professional and go ask for help. Because there's no such thing as there's nothing I can do. There's always something you can do. It's just you don't know because you don't have the solution. You've never been in that situation before, or even if you have, clearly you haven't figured out a way to solve it. You're not a professional in that situation. Professionals, they've seen all kinds of situations, and they'll give you an answer. Whether or not you like that answer is different. Like, let's say you really need a job and they say you need to quit for your mental health. Guess what? Something better is around the corner. You just don't know it yet. If I had known that I could have left that job sooner because of my mental health, I would have done it sooner. But I didn't think of it. I didn't think about going to someone for help. I was just at my wit's end and I was having really bad thoughts. And I didn't know what to do. So I said, you know what? Let me go get real help. Let me talk to a professional. And they showed me what to do and I did it. Just make sure when someone gives you a real answer, make sure that you actually follow through. You will not be sorry. The universe always works in your favor, not against you. You want to know why situations become difficult and hard and awful with people? It's because you're not supposed to be with them. You're not supposed to be around them. They don't match your vibe. They're not like you. Trust me on that. Now, what should you put more effort into? What should my loves put more effort into? Interesting that I started shuffling like this all of a sudden. Some of you might be tarot readers. Or some of you might be looking for some new ideas. ideas, seeing synchronicities. What's the seeing synchronicities? Loved one surprising you. Oh, that's cute. That's adorable. Some of you have been getting signs that something is coming in for you and you don't believe it and you need to get excited because it's happening. Learning new things easily. I heard some of you don't like to learn. Try new things. Especially if you want new things to happen to you. When you try new things, there's no wrong way to do it. It's literally the first time you try it. If you happen to get it right, that's great. If you don't, that's okay. You don't have to try it again. For example, if I try an upside down roller coaster for a friend I've never tried, I know I'm probably going to cry. I try it anyway. Maybe I won't cry. If I bawl my eyes out, it's okay. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But yeah, you're being asked to learn new things at this time. You're being asked to get a new perspective, which kind of really ties into what I was talking about. If you don't understand something or you don't know how to do something, go to a professional, ask a professional. There's videos on everything. Take a class. Allow other people to get to know the real you. Some of you are about this fake it till you make it crap. I don't believe in that. Just be you. And you want to know why? Because let's say you have a fake personality. You're just going to draw in fake people with that fake personality and you'll never have someone real in your life. Whereas if you're just yourself, you're going to attract more people with yourself. And also your confidence will shine. People are attracted to people who are confident. You could literally be a hobo digging in some trash. Okay, if you are a confident hobo, people are going to be drawn to you. That's a really weird example, but that's the example they're giving me. Like, be confident in yourself. Find your confidence. And if you're not confident, do something that'll make you feel confident. Do something nice for yourself that makes you feel good about yourself. Whether it's dyeing your hair pink. I've done that. Like, do something fun that makes you feel good about yourself. Who cares if no one else likes your pink hair? If you love it, that's what matters. You will find someone like me who will say, oh my God, I love your pink hair. What color is it? Where did you get it? I know you probably won't like that. I'm totally going to copy your style, but you look gorgeous and I'm inspired and I want to feel beautiful like you. You know? And it's a real thing. Visit or move to a new location. Yeah, some of you need to leave the toxicity. This is a confirmation. Some of you are in an extremely toxic environment. Others of you, you've given up on a situation and you didn't even really try. Because your expectations and their expectations are different. Let's say you're someone who likes to plan everything and you're dating someone who's really laid back and they say they're going to take you on a date. And you have anxiety and you feel like they did the date wrong. Instead of focusing on the fact that they're not you, did they put in effort? Did they do it because they care about you? Let's say you only like to eat indoors, but this person likes to go outside, so they homemade you a meal and took you on a picnic. And you sit there and you diss this person and all the effort they put into it. They even bought a brand new basket, a blanket that's your favorite color, everything. You're over here ignoring the blanket, ignoring the basket, ignoring everything they've done for you because it wasn't done your way. Like I said, some of you have some control issues because of your anxiety. You know, how are miracles supposed to happen to you that will make your life better when you think you know everything already? Oh, I know this miracle is going to happen. I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. And it doesn't happen. And then you get pissed off. And then you don't believe in miracles because you're a whiny little child who didn't get what you wanted. Well, stop acting like a brat and maybe you'll get what you wanted. Being demanding, being demeaning, you're not a human. You're not a person. Clearly you don't have thoughts or feelings. Otherwise you'd be more considerate of other people with thoughts and feelings. You don't like it when things don't go your way. Well, how do you think someone else feels when nothing goes their way? Because everything's got to be your way. If everything's got to be your way, live alone and sit in a corner because life will never let you live exactly how you want. In fact, life will throw so many blockades in your path so you have no choice but to surrender and have mental breakdowns all day long because the only thing consistent in life is change. Just because you're rich today, you could be poor as hell tomorrow. You could be poor as hell today, rich tomorrow. You could have no friends today, have 1,000 friends tomorrow. Life is like that. So the fact that you don't believe in just letting things happen, or you don't believe in miracles, or you don't believe in magic because it's only good if you decide it's good. What are you, Genghis Khan? I mean, are you master of the universe? Did you make the world? Did you create all of humanity? Did you invent the box? Did you invent envelopes? Are you the first person to discover bread? If your answer is no, or even yes, what about all the things you haven't done? What about all the things other people have done that make your life easier? Like say, you use a delivery service, or you buy groceries. You didn't make all those groceries. You didn't grow all that shit. But you're going to sit here and try and tell people how to be them. Well, if everyone was just like you, there'd be nothing but disappointment, really, because that's all you are, is nothing but disappointed in everything. And you're going to take that disappointment to your grave. And trust me on that, because I've known, I dated someone who was very controlling and I was very carefree. And everything I did was wrong. This person tried to control my money, tried to control my anxiety medication, would hide my money from me, would hide my anxiety medication from me. And you know how that ended up? I almost ended up dying one time. Had to literally be taken in an ambulance. It didn't go well. Because I'm not them. You want to control the world? Go sit in a box. There's your little world. Do whatever you want with it for 20 minutes. And then come back to the real world and recognize you have control over nothing. If you're a controlling person today, I want you to say, please give me a miracle. I will be grateful for it, even if it's unexpected. And I don't care if it's the worst thing ever. Say that you're grateful. I'm grateful for this moment because you've humbled me and shown me You're real. Not all miracles are good. Some miracles are crazy. But it's what you need. Sometimes you meet the most toxic person you've ever met, and it's a miracle because it taught you what you don't want. You look at that person and you say, okay, this is everything I don't want in a relationship. What a miracle. I learned what I don't want. It's easy to know what you do want. It's when you're shown what you don't want that you start to recognize just how small you are. Like, you're literally a meat sack like everyone else on a little floating rock with a bunch of other floating rocks in space. That's how significant all of us are. That's why I always say no one's better than anyone else. Period. And if that upsets you, well, that's just too damn bad. If I triggered anyone, I would apologize, but somebody needed to hear that. Somebody needed to get over themselves. Seriously. But I want it my way. Okay. What are you, 5? You talking to your mom? Seriously? You talking to your dad? What? You don't have parents? You're left on your own to fend for yourself? Okay, so you treat other people like crap. For what reason? Because you were treated like crap? Why? It don't make sense, does it? If you're super controlling, how would you feel if someone literally told you what to do all day, every day, like you're in prison? Because that's what it feels like. When you're with someone who tells you what to do all the time, it's like prison. It's not stability, it's mental instability. Because whenever they do something wrong, everything is wrong. Everything is wrong. Everything you do is wrong. And that person literally loses their faith in humanity. They lose hope completely. And you're literally left with an empty shell of a person when you're controlling like that. Really and truly. I grew up with someone who was very, very controlling. I wasn't even allowed to laugh loud. I wasn't allowed to have emotions unless they told me. That's what controlling does. It literally erases whoever is there and turns them into nothing. So do you want nothing, or do you want to be pleasantly surprised? Some of y'all got some issues, I ain't gonna lie. I'm a real one. I'm firm, but I'm fair. I didn't cuss anybody out. I wasn't nasty. I gave real life examples. If you didn't like my tone, I'm just matching energy, babes. It's matching energy. For those of you who aren't controlling and it triggered you because you've dealt with controlling people, recognize that those people shouldn't be in your life, and they aren't even worth the thought because they certainly don't think about you. They're so narcissistic, all they can think about is themselves and what they want. What do I want? I want this. Well, it has to be this way. It has to be this way. I mean, if you want to throw a tantrum, put on a diaper. Seriously. More creativity. Be more creative in your approach to things, is what I heard. Some of you are bored with your life. Mix it up. Do one new thing every single day. And don't just do one new thing. Do something creative. Let's say you've never done origami before. Do an origami. If you work somewhere, put a little note in the origami, leave it on their desk and say, "You're awesome." I promise you that'll make someone stay. If you're in a relationship and it's become stale, hide random notes in places you know. Like, let's say they've already set out their work outfit and they got a pocket or they got a purse. Put a note in there that says, "I hope you have an amazing day because I think you're amazing." I promise you that's going to make their day. And I promise you they're going to be smiling even when they come home. I've actually done that for past relationships, and it was just the funnest game ever. So remember, life can be fun or life can be serious. It's all in what you do, how you view it. Okay, next we're going to get some advice. For those of you who are confused, like why I said put on a diaper, basically like they're not helpful, so they're helpless, so might as well stick them in a diaper so they can crawl around and cry. No offense to babies. But yeah, I had a joke in my head. I may have sounded like I was irritated, whatever, but that's just my stern voice of, excuse you, I beg your finest pardon, we're not doing this. That's my, we'll say daddy mode. I have mommy mode where I'm sweet, nurturing, kind, and considerate. And then I got daddy mode where I'm like, I know you're not doing that right now. Are you, gotta be kidding me. You know? It's funny. So, this is the shell that the deck chose for the advice. I'm literally seeing someone scoop some chips into some salsa. It's making me crave some salsa. If you hear my stomach growl, you can blame the imagery. Oh man, I want some salsa and chips. I'm gonna get me some salsa and chips today. Ooh, and some cheese dip. Ooh, I'm getting hungry now. What I'm getting from this is to just like eat your favorite treat today. Eat something that sounds really yummy. Treat yourself today to something nice. And for some of you who've been hard on other people, treat them to something nice and let them feel appreciated and cared for. Oh, and as for like the origami thing I was talking about, when I was into origami, I would, when my mom would like leave and come back, I would leave an origami in her room to show her that I loved her. It really made her feel happy. So that's how I know it works. Advice for my loves. Advice for my loves. Oh, there we go. Bottom of the deck. Teach others through relationship help. Supporting commitment and communication matters. Number one thing in a relationship that matters most is communication. If you don't speak to each other, then you both don't know where the other one is at. And the way you communicate matters. When you communicate, listening goes a long way. Instead of thinking what you're going to say to whatever that person is saying, just listen to them. And when they're finally done talking, just smile and say, I love you sometimes. You know how big of a difference that'll make? The fact that you listen to them the whole time. You didn't interrupt them. You weren't sitting there thinking about other things. Being present is one of the most important things you can do in a relationship. Let the other person finish speaking before you speak. And if they talk too much, go to interject and say, I'm sorry, I know you weren't finished, but you have a tendency not to pause when you speak, so I don't really have a moment to speak, and I'd really like to engage with you and on the conversation because talking to you makes me happy and this conversation is exciting to me. And you know, because I have people in my life like that. You cannot get a word in. In fact, I know people who think if they talk louder and talk over each other, they think it's listening. No, it's the opposite. So maybe you have some people in your life who do that. But listen to them and look them in the eyes. Whenever someone is talking to me, I look them in the eyes the whole time. Unless it's something that makes me uncomfortable, then I'll look to the side. Or if I see something that they don't see, because I'm spiritual and I see things that aren't there, which is very distracting during conversations. Which people who are close to me, I'll tell them, I see something that's not there, don't worry about it. Sometimes my reactions are extreme depending on what I see. Like, for example, if I see a 3-headed demon with razor sharp ass claws, I'm gonna jump all of a sudden because A, it came out of nowhere, jump scare, and B, I'm gonna be like, why are you here, bro? What you want? Yes, that has happened to me. That's actually happened to me while I was driving. Oh my God, freaked me out crazy. I was like, this is ridiculous. But for someone like me, I make sure to tell people close to me. If you're not close to me, I'm not going to tell you I see things, because you'll demean me right off the bat. When I tell people I see things, most people, they're like, ew. Or they look at me like I'm retarded. So, yeah, I share it on this channel, but in everyday life, do I tell people? No. Only like my mom and my sister I've ever really told. Or like maybe someone I dated, but it didn't really matter if I told them. They didn't treat me very nicely anyway. So I was like, this isn't going to be any different. What's the big deal? But look someone in the eyes and listen when they're talking to you. Let them know that you are there, you are present, they have your full attention. Because that's what you would want, wouldn't you? When you're talking to someone, you want them to listen. It's so demeaning to constantly open your mouth for no reason, just to be ignored. It makes you feel unseen, unloved. And even if you're angry at someone, ask yourself, do I love this person more than I'm angry? If something happened to this person right now, what if we're in a conversation, I yell at them and they have a heart attack? Would it absolutely devastate me? Is my anger worth their peace of mind? Is my anger worth their life? Because it's true. You can have a conversation with someone and all of a sudden they could have a heart attack. That's a real thing. Has it ever happened to me? No. But I've definitely seen it happen when I'm watching like a documentary or something. In fact, I watched this video the other day. This old man was trying to help this other old man because he could tell the other old man was having a heart attack. He helped the old man, but he ended up dying of a heart attack. How sad is that? But he died knowing he was doing a good thing. So before you speak to someone, set your intention. When you're quiet, when you're calm, more people are going to want to talk to you. When you listen, more people are going to want to talk to you. When you act insane, more people are going to be like, I'm not sure if I can handle this right now. Not everyone has the emotional capacity to deal with that. Some people don't have any emotional capacity or emotions at all. Some people don't have hearts. Some people are heartless. But it doesn't have to be you. So, support others in the way that you communicate. And recognize whether or not someone is being supportive when they communicate with you. And when you have an issue with someone, wow, my throat is closing up. Whew. I need to drink some water. My throat's closing up. My eyes are trying to water. It feels insane. Some of you have communication issues. When you talk to someone, ask yourself, if I could imagine for someone to say this to me, in a way that's loving, kind, and compassionate, what would that look like? Now, I know that's kind of backwards considering I just backsassed someone, but this is someone who literally listens to no one and all they listen to is yelling. And maybe they clicked off my channel and they won't come back because they mad. You big mad, huh? Or they learn something. Sometimes you do have to yell. Sometimes you have to stand up for yourself. When someone's always yelling at you, sometimes you just gotta be like, I'm fucking done. And you leave and you're gone. I've been there. I've done that. Left all my shit too. Okay, you can just throw it away. I really don't care. And they're left with that memory. But only do that if it's like an extreme situation where you feel like you need to get mental help or there's going to be nothing left of you. That was the situation that I was facing. So some of you need to recognize the way someone is communicating with you is not okay. Or, you know, what does your communication style look like? And there are different types of communication styles. Here's some homework. Look up communication styles and different ways to communicate. And when you're talking to someone, ask yourself, what is their style of communicating? Sometimes people don't understand you because you don't talk to them in a way they talk to you. It's kind of like speaking another language, only you're not. It's just your mind works differently from theirs, so they process things differently. So communication style is very important. And the kind of relationships you have in your life are very important. Always surround yourself with people who are supportive. If you surround yourself with unsupportive people, you're always going to feel bad about yourself no matter how much you try. And never set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm, because you're literally setting yourself on fire for no reason. It's no different than when you're on a plane. They tell you to put on your oxygen mask first before you help someone, because you're no good to anyone dead. You know, if you just put on your oxygen mask, rather than helping one person, you could possibly help like 10 people. It makes a difference. When you choose yourself, you set an example and you're able to do more, you're able to be more, you're able to show up more. Whereas if you do the opposite, you don't get nothing. And it feels like nothing. Next we have, you're here to solve situations for the good of all, one problem at a time to make the world better. Which kind of goes with what I was saying. When you do things with the intention that you want the best outcome possible. Like when I do these readings, when I read energy, my goal is to be helpful and healing. And if I gotta get a little out of pocket, that's unfortunate, but I will do that because I'm reading the energy and I feel like it calls for it. And if I have to share something personal because I feel like it'll really connect with someone, I'll do that. So always go into every situation saying, I hope that the best happens for everyone involved. Just always go into things with good intentions. Don't worry about the situation. Don't worry about X, Y, and Z. Say, the best possible thing that can happen right now is that I do this with the best of intentions. And then no matter what happens, even if it's a train wreck, like literally, you had the best intentions. And there are some things that you can't stop or control. Some things just happen, and it's not your fault. It is not your fault if someone just goes off on you randomly. You didn't ask for that. It's not your fault if someone hits you. You didn't ask for that. Unless you literally did ask for that and they hit you too hard. Maybe you should have said, give them an example. Like, say, I like to be hit like this, and then hit them that way, Because when it's a free-for-all, it's a free-for-all. Don't ask me how I know. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Your girl's a freak, so don't even worry about it. I'm not even really into hitting and stuff like that, but have I had it happen to me? Yeah. So when I say, if you didn't ask for it and you receive it, it's not your fault. You just accept that's what happened. And either you understand that that person didn't ask for your permission and didn't care, or you try and talk to them. But I have found a lot of times if a person is violent, there is no good outcome. If some of you are in a violent situation, sneak out the best you can. Don't try to make it right because it makes it worse. Some people don't want to change. It's not that they can't change. If they wanted to change, they would. And the reason I say that is a lot of times when people are violent, they're super sweet to lure you in. And then they're violent, and then they're super sweet to make you stay. Because they want to give you hope. But deep down inside, you know they're going to hurt you again. So why are you giving yourself false hope? And I don't like giving this message, but this is for someone in particular. If you know someone demeans your self-worth and treats you with no respect whatsoever, why are you constantly disrespecting yourself by putting yourself in that situation? If you're disrespecting others, why would you disrespect others when you want respect yourself? Everyone wants love. Everyone wants respect. So always try to be respectful and show love. And if someone else does not, that's when you walk away. And however you have to walk away, don't feel guilty. Don't feel bad. I remember I left a really horrible relationship. I couldn't take it anymore. My mental health couldn't take it anymore. And I had a dog that I had raised. And I loved her to death. I still love her. And I had all kinds of possessions. I didn't care about the possessions. I cared about the dog. That person refused to let me leave with the dog. So one second, I'm getting really emotional. I'm sorry. It still breaks my heart to this day that I left that dog behind. But sometimes you have to choose the lesser evil. Legally that dog was in both our names, so it's not like I could take that person to court. We had been together for so long, for so many years, and I will always feel so sad that I had to leave that dog behind. But that person did love that dog, and they weren't cruel to that dog. They were just cruel to me. And I said, the dog will be okay. That person loves that dog. You will not be okay. That person does not love you. As much as it still rips me apart today, and I still cry over it, because that was my little baby. Sometimes you have to do things that you don't want to do because your life matters. Sometimes you have to choose life, even if it means breaking you into nothing. And even after I left, I tried to see the dog. I tried everything I could, and this person just ignored me. And then eventually, you want to know the real kicker? Eventually, they said they were going to therapy and they were changing. And I even helped them. I'd take them to work when their car wasn't working. I'd take their friend with them. And I treated them so nicely because I was like, I want to be treated with love and respect. And I wanted to see my dog again. I only went back into that person's life for them to show me they were still the same person. And that they would never change. And I had to leave the dog for a second time. When I tell you that's one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make. Definitely one of the hardest decisions I had to make, but it's okay because I got healthy and I'm a happier person. And sometimes I think of that dog and get sad. But it was the dog or my life. And the dog was fine when I went to visit it. That person totally loved on that dog, bragged about it, was so sweet to it. And I remember thinking in that relationship, how come you don't treat me like that? So I knew the dog would be okay, but I still miss her. I miss her terribly. So take it from someone who's been in some really difficult relationships that sometimes you have to choose the lesser evil so you can live again, find purpose in life again, and remember what happiness feels like for the first time in what seems like your whole life. And I apologize for that I'm getting so emotional, and I'm sure it's going to make other people emotional, but I'm not sorry for sharing my story because some of you need to know that the pain is real, but it gets less painful, I promise. It's gonna burn for a few years. It is. And you're gonna feel terrible. But when you smile again for the first time, really smile, and you're actually really proud of yourself, that outweighs everything. It really does. I'm trying to breathe through this. Give me just a moment. Okay. Always choose life. Always choose happiness. And always go into things with respect and love. That is your advice. My stomach growled so loud just then. I needed that. Actually, it made me laugh. I don't know if you could hear it. I'm still thinking of that salsa because I'm staring at this over here, or I'm thinking of it now anyway. I'm pretty sure that's my spiritual family trying to cheer me up, because they know. They know. I love animals more than anything in the whole world. Whatever they learn from us is what we've taught them. It's the same thing with children. So when an animal behaves badly, I don't blame them. I blame their owner. When a child behaves badly, I don't blame them. I blame their parent. But if you're grown, that's when you realize that you need to be held accountable for your actions, and that literally everything you say and do matters, even the smallest thing. If you don't believe me, look up the butterfly effect. If you miss a train for 5 minutes, it could save your life. Even though you were upset you missed the train, that's a real thing. Every choice and decision you ever make has a greater impact than you'll ever know. And if you're ever pissed off in traffic, consider this. Maybe the universe put traffic on my path, because if they didn't, I could get in a horrible accident. I'm sitting here being impatient, when in reality, I should just accept the fact that there's a reason for this. And sometimes there is no reason. Sometimes things just can't be explained, and we have to accept that too. So just try to be your best you. And try to be someone you can be proud of. And if you don't know what that looks like, research it. Look it up. There's too many free resources out there not to. So my loves, this was very emotional for me. If you've stayed this long, I appreciate you. If you want to give me a hug, feel free to leave me a hug emoji. If you're just sending me good vibes, I appreciate that. If you're sending me bad vibes, return to sender, return to origin times 1,000,000. And I would wish you luck, but you wouldn't even do well with luck, honestly, because I don't bother hating on other people. It's just not my style. So all that shit's going to be returned to you anyway. It doesn't affect me. But just know, I sent it back times 1,000,000, so if you thought it was going to affect you before, it's really going to affect you now. Feel free to use that, by the way. And it's only going to work if you have good intentions. Like, I don't want anything bad to happen to that person. I just don't want them to bother me ever again. And I want them to recognize you don't do that to people. Don't wish bad on people. Don't be a monster. There's so many monsters out there. Don't become one. Leave that to the horror movies. Leave that to fiction. So my loves, many blessings to all. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. I appreciate you. I love you, love, Magigoddess. Stay safe. Be careful. And listen. And pay attention to those synchronicities. Everything can be in synchronicity. You never know. And if you're looking for a specific sign, ask for one. Say, if my true love is coming in, show me a rose if you want true love. If you want self-love, say, let me see lots of hearts. And it'll just, each time you see a heart, you'll see your self-love is growing. So, that's for some of you out there. Love you, loves. Until next time.